Welcome to another Boss Katana Mk2 tone tutorial. This one's going to be a little bit different. You know, in the past, all I've really done is distorted tones. Well, tonight I'm going to do a clean one. This is one I've been kind of playing with, and somebody had requested a clean tone too. So this is kind of a Pink Floyd-ish sort of sound, along with maybe, if you ever heard Marty Friedman's solo album, I think it was Scenes. It has some tones in there that kind of sound like that. But if you haven't, Marty Friedman has some phenomenal solo albums. Check it out. Let's jump right into working on the panel. Tonight we're going to use an acoustic amp just because it gives a little ringy sound to it, and we're going to use the variation. Let's turn this gain down to about 30, 31-ish. Crank up the volume about 80. And then the bass down 38-ish. Mids down 41-ish, 42-ish. And I'm saying ish a lot. I'm sorry. And crank that treble up to about 69. We're going to change the cabinet resonance to deep. And I do have a contour set on this, but it's give or take on that. Let's go right up to our system. I got a parametric EQ going on here. If you know me, you've seen this parametric EQ settings before. If you want to pause it and set them up, it just kind of rounds everything out and beefs it up a little bit. And then for the line out settings, right now we're recording through the amp, through the computer, so it's set up to line out settings, and I'm using the ribbon 121 and the usual 10 centimeters from it and 4 off center. So we got that set up, and the chain we're going to be using is chain 2-2, just putting everything kind of in front of the amp before the equalizer and going from there. It just seems to sound the best in this chain. Moving on to the mod. This is what everything's really kind of built around, is the mod on this one. And this one is going to be a chorus. And we're going to move some things around here. We're going to slow things down on the low depth, lower things down just a hair here and there. And then I'm going to bump these delays up to about 2.0. I'm going to leave that level at 75 and 65. We'll leave it there. We'll bump that down to the crossover frequency to 200 hertz. And we want a lot of clean in the direct mix. We want it mixed together so you can still hear the guitar through the chorus. So we'll leave that about 75. And let's hear it before we turn the chorus on. Very dull, boring. Let's turn the chorus on. Kind of woke it up a little bit here. And you can play with that direct mix. You can crank it up a little higher if you want. I'm going to pause. Today I'm using this beautiful Ibanez S521 tuned to B flat. Tuned to E flat, B flat. That would sound horrible. And I'm using the neck position humbucker. So if you got a humbucker, throw it in the neck position. It's going to sound warmer and much prettier than it would if it was in your neck position. Still doesn't sound bad, but it's going to sound a little better in the neck. If you are using a single coil, throw it in the neck. You might have to tweak some stuff just a little bit here and there. So now that we got our chorus going, let's move on to our effects. And what we're going to be using, if you know me, we're going to be using a compressor, and it's going to be the light one. We're going to set the level to about 59, 60. We're going to kind of crank the tone up on this one. It's going to be a little weird. And we're going to crank the attack up and the sustain up as well. So let's hear it before and with the compressor. That tone really makes a difference. We can turn that down just a hair. And our delay, you can play with the delays and the reverb to your liking. We are going to use a tape echo delay on here because I like it. We're going to turn the delay time just down a little bit. That's good. Let's turn up the high cut. And we'll leave the level there in the direct mix right there. Let's see how she sounds. Sounding good. Sounding good. Next, we got our reverb. We're going to put the reverb on modulate. And we're going to crank up to pre-delay a little bit here. And the low cut, we're going to turn the low cut down, way down. And the high cut up a little bit. The density, we're going to max that density right out. And the effects level, we're gonna turn it up a bit. Now let's hear. Let's turn that direct mix down some. Now, if you wanted to change it up, you could put it on Hall. You're not going to hear a huge difference unless you put it maybe on plate. It'll sound a little flatter on plate, a little duller on room, but we're going to go right to modulate. And like I said, the delay as well. Oh, well, we'll play around a little bit more once I get all the way through here. Now that we've got our delay and reverb, like I said, I mean, I had the contour set at 2. Let's listen without it. And then you set it at 2, and I got 2 over here, and then I got the frequency shift at 11. It takes the edge off just a little bit. Now for our EQ, we are going to use a amp out GE10. And we're going to leave the level right there, but we're going to... Now the 16 kilohertz here, you can move that up and down all day. You're not really going to hear any difference whatsoever. But with the other ones, we're going to turn the 31 down and about -5-ish. Here we go with the ishes again. And this one down to about 3.5. 3.5 on this one as well. We're kind of just tuning everything down just a bit here. -1.5, 0.05, up a little bit. Up a little bit more on this one, and up a little bit more on this one. And like I said, you can leave that. It doesn't. This one doesn't really matter. Let's hear it now. And turn it on. Helps it ring out just a little bit. But we're not building this to play chords. We're building this so we can kind of make some pretty ambient sound. So now that we got all that done, let's just take a listen. You just feel like chilling and playing around a little bit. It's a great tone just to kind of relax to. Now I said we're going to play a little bit. Let's go back to the mod and the chorus. Now if you want to play around a little bit, all the way down to DC 30. And put it on echo. Kind of trippy. Now you could use this chorus too, as opposed to the other chorus if you wanted to. We'll put it back up to the regular chorus up here. And back over to delay, we had it set on tape echo. If you wanted to put it on the SDE 3000 and really play with that stuff, I mean, just go crazy in here. Because there's so much you can do with this one. It takes so long to come on back. All right, that's a bit much. Just go on back to the tape echo and turn that delay time back down some. What I have it set at before, 391. Yeah, that's a bit much. Okay. But that's it. You can play with that one a bit. I'm getting like a popping in my phones. I don't know why. But play with that one a little bit. Anytime I make a tone, feel free to just make it your own. Even other tones you download. If you download somebody else's tone and you feel like you can build upon it, don't be afraid to do so. I mean, chances are the last person did the same thing. There's no patent on these tones, whether people sell them or not. That's a whole different subject we could get into as a whole other talk. So, but there you go. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you want to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and we'll see you next time.